Hello everyone, welcome back to the stream. So today we will be trying to uh, research about Indiana Jones, and let's see if we can correlate it on real life experience. So let's see what's was the inspiration drawn from. So we want that. So what we'll do is we'll ask Rock and to showcase us videos of. So yeah, I want us to study the- if we can deep dive on what happened on Indiana Jones. That would have been great. So for a moment, I'm just checking out if we'll be able to stream on TikTok while watching on YouTube. Uh, so, videos, TikTok, that's naalala ko din. Yeah, di nga. Ano kami, siyempre, parang sigurado, di ba? Zoom is parang, live streams are harder to defend, di ba? And in practice, make a try reaction style or watch with me lives and end up with the live getting muted, temporary live restriction, copyright strike, worst case product. When study with me, lives are popular, but the successful ones usually show you studying your not playing external YouTube videos about. Mm. So yeah, so since YouTube videos are not allowed, maybe, so we'll do it by Grok. So yeah, short form instead of live. Okay, so uh, let's ask Grok. Oh, what is truth on the story of Indiana and the Great Circle? I think. There you go. See, real events inspiration. So we'll check and we'll do a deep dive on that. I'm really curious on how some of the stories are real. Yeah. So like they were talking about the Adamist, the very first language that uh, or Sumerians uh, took their language. It says so. So let's see. So we have to read it. Okay. The truth on the Indiana Jones refers to Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. So yeah, so quick contents. It was in 1937 after the events of Raiders of the Lost Ark. So yeah, so his recent break with Warren, his teaching, blah 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 blah. So yeah, and then what is true? So let's see. So what is true? So the settings, authentic, location, real places, Niflheim, directly from the Bible, the giants are false, blah blah blah. Oh, in Egypt and later the real story history, flood myths. So this the flood myths. Pure fiction, the Great Circle. Specific plots. Oh, yeah, yeah. How about the what do you call this? Let's see. Where are you? The central linguistic element. Oh. No, coolest manner, yes. This is the Adamic. Each of the grades your counter Adamic in lore is Adamic language real. Let's see if it is real, and then we'll watch more videos. Yeah. What? No. Said. Adamic is religious mythological concept, not the real land. It comes from the blah blah blah. Some it was Hebrew, others thought modern Latin. Okay, I see. Is there being called pandemic? Yeah, let's see. That was a cool concept. No, there's not any history, blah blah blah. Pandemic's not that any. This really not. I mean, well, at least the oldest language in the world then. Oops. Oldest language ever. Let's see what Grok would say. Let's see. Yes, we are live. We are talking about. So, okay, let's see. Oldest language we can prove existed. Sumerians. It's around 3 to 400, 5,400. Isolate. It died out as spoken around 2000, but continued to be used in writing for religion. Very close second is ancient. How old is spoken language? Spoken language is much older than writing. Writing was on. Oh, I see. So oldest living language. Tamil. Where's Tamil from? Sanskrit. Unknown. Oldest spoken unknown. Then I wonder why. No evidence. Okay. I guess there wasn't that much. Okay. Where's my headset? We'll go on deep dive on history. So I don't know what you guys are interested in. Yeah. Let's watch. Ooh, what kind of video is this?
Think about everything you learned in history class. Ancient Egypt, the pyramids, Mesopotamia, the Roman Empire, maybe some Greek philosophers if your teacher was feeling ambitious. Here's the thing though, modern humans, anatomically identical to you and me, have existed for over 300,000 years. But everything we call history, everything in those textbooks, only covers the last 5,000 years. That's less than 2% of our story. So where's the other 98%? What were humans doing for those missing 295,000 years? The answer is going to sound crazy. We don't really know. Not in the way we know about Julius Caesar or Cleopatra.
I'm watching the videos.
There are no written records because writing hadn't been invented yet. No
the
kingdoms
topic
to
it is.
study because kingdoms
I'm
didn't
just
exist.
curious what it is.
No
So,
cities because nobody had built them. For most of human existence, we left almost nothing behind except some tools, some bones, and mysteries carved into cave walls that we're still trying to decode. This
yeah,
isn't
oh my God.
ancient history.
You
This
know,
is
guys,
something
this is
deeper, something stranger. This is
history,
deep
archaeology
time,
is
a scale so
one of my
vast that civilizations
dream
rise and
jobs
fall
before.
in what amounts to the blink of
So,
an eye. And for reasons nobody
discovering
really
from the
understands,
past.
we barely
It's
talk
so
about it.
wow.
Here's what's wild. A person living 200,000 years ago had the same size brain as you, the same capacity for language, emotion, creativity, problem solving.
But the thing is,
They could have learned to use a smartphone if you handed them one and gave them time. They weren't primitive in the way we usually imagine. They were us,
you know, it's
just
like,
living in a world before everything we take for granted existed. So what were they doing all that time? Just sitting around waiting to invent farming? That
yeah,
doesn't
that's
make
100,000
sense.
years.
Humans are too
Like,
curious,
how
too
we are.
creative, too restless. For
The
295,000
progress
years,
we've
people
been
were living
able to
full
do
lives, raising
for
children,
what,
telling stories,
100 years,
figuring out how to
just the
survive in
past
environments that
100,
would kill
200
most
years,
of us today. They were
the
falling in love,
like
making art,
whoa, the
staring up at
progression
the
of
same
our
stars we see
civilization.
now,
So
and wondering
I
what
am
it all
wondering,
meant.
like,
But we don't
for
learn
hundred
about them.
thousands.
In school, history starts
So
with
really,
writing.
really,
Before
really,
that, it's just this vague blur.
it's really, really, really hard to, like, for 100,000 years, there's no progress. Like, I find it impossible. Like, the way we were able to, even just for 2,000 years, imagine that from where we are from 2,000 years ago to now. Holy. Imagine that for 100,000. And what happened between that? Like it's impossible. The earth has been around for billions. And I cannot imagine that our society, our modern society, is the only one that has like, you know, what we like. It's really, really, really interesting to see
Called prehistory,
if we ever do get to create time machine. Oh my! But
as
I
if
had
nothing important
that will
happened,
happen.
as if the story only
Not if
starts
it
when
does,
someone
though.
figured out how to press symbols into clay tablets. That's insane when you think about it. We spend weeks learning about the construction techniques of Egyptian pyramids, which are 4,500 years old. Impressive, absolutely.
It is.
But we spend maybe one class period, if we're lucky, on the fact that humans were creating sophisticated art for
So let's ask, what is the oldest evidence of human intelligence? Let's see. I'm wondering what is the oldest evidence of human that is able, because I know there's a drawing in France. But what's the name? Oh, Lascaux. Sadly, I won't be able to see because, you know, people. Oh wow, look at this, guys. I live in a modern world and I cannot still draw like this. So imagine the people back then. How are they able to carve it like this? Like, wow. Wow, the world is so vast and so big. There's so much mystery in the world. And I love it. Oh, human mysteries. Come on. Let's go on deep dive on. Let's find. Wait. I have to change my TikTok. And then we will be, what do you call this? We will be doing the mysterious age when humans lived for 90 years. We are the seven. What wipe out? Oh, are you guys ready to watch it? It's 2 hours though. Oh, it's a AI video too. But I'm curious what it is.
Important. Before Atlantis captured the Western imagination, before ancient astronaut theories and alternative archaeology became mainstream, there was another lost continent that haunted the minds of 19th century scientists and mystics alike. They called it Lemuria. And unlike Atlantis, which came to us through Plato's philosophical writings, Lemuria emerged from something far more unexpected. A scientific puzzle about why lemurs live where they do. Picture this. It's 1864, and British zoologist Philip Sclater is staring at a map, trying to solve a problem that's been bothering naturalists for decades. Lemurs, those strange primates with their enormous eyes and long striped tails, they live in Madagascar. That makes sense. Islands often have unique wildlife, but lemur fossils also turn up in India, and that makes no sense at all.
Why?
There's an entire ocean between these places. Darwin's new theory of evolution is still shocking the scientific establishment, and everyone's trying to figure out how species spread across the globe.
Yeah.
Sclater looks at his map again. Madagascar, India, thousands of miles of open water. No land bridge that anyone knows about,
hard to comprehend
unless there
by
used to
one
be
single
one.
human mind.
So, he proposes something radical. What if there was once a continent connecting Madagascar and India? A vast landmass that spanned much of the Indian Ocean, providing a pathway for lemurs and other species to spread before it sank beneath the waves. He names this hypothetical continent Lemuria after the very primates whose distribution it's meant to explain. For a brief period, mainstream science takes the idea seriously. The theory of plate tectonics won't be established for another century, and scientists are still figuring out how continents and oceans...
And the way he is delivering the topic, it's like, I know. The doctor who proved you lived in Jacob Greenberg simulation theory. So we will deep dive on that next time, but I don't want to. I just want to focus on human history. Ooh. Are you intrigued? Are you intrigued? I am.
There are still places in this world that leave modern people bewildered. Ancient structures so massive, mysterious artifacts, and even entire civilizations that once flourished brilliantly, only to vanish without a trace. These are not legends or fairy tales,
welcome
but
to
real
my
mysteries
stream.
documented
So
by
we are
archaeologists
watching
and historians.
Civilization
From
mystery.
colossal stone
I don't know
blocks
if you're
that even
into
modern
that subject,
machines
but
struggle to move,
yes.
to ancient
And,
cities now lying deep beneath the ocean.
Yeah. So
Today,
what made you click
we will
on
journey together
video?
into the unsolved
I
mysteries
hope
of
you're
the ancient
having a
world,
good day so far.
where history itself sometimes breaks all the rules. So fasten your seatbelt as we dive into today's mystery. But first, you'll have incredible luck if you like and subscribe before this video ends.
Yay, good to know. So, can you give me any topic that might be interesting for us to,
Tomb of
talk
Qin
about?
Shi Huang.
So this is my first time watching
Beneath the green
video,
hills of
so-
Shaanxi Province, China, there lies a place where history and legend have yet to reach their deepest
So I
end.
was just,
This is the
deep
tomb of
diving on
Qin Shi
YouTube
Huang,
videos.
the first emperor to unite all of China. For more than 2,000 years, this mausoleum has remained perfectly intact. It is protected not only by an army of imposing terracotta warriors, but also by countless stories of hidden treasures, deadly traps,
Yes.
and secrets never revealed.
China
While the
has
famous
so much
terracotta
history.
army has been unearthed and become one of the world's
there's a
greatest
reason why
archaeological
they're
wonders,
one of the top
the central
countries at the
chamber of the
moment.
tomb where the most
their
powerful
past-
emperor in Chinese history
wow.
rests, remains completely untouched
It's funny
and
because they always
unexplored.
say that the
The
civilization
tomb
comes from
complex is
the
located
south
near
of the
Xi'an,
Pacific,
spanning an immense area
I
of
mean,
56
come on,
square
man.
kilometers. Construction began when Qin Shi Huang was only
like,
a 13-year-old boy
I mean,
and was only completed after
well,
his death. According to ancient
I
records,
mean, after the
over
Egyptians are
700,000
so good
laborers were
at
mobilized to create this
the
mausoleum,
structure, like
a figure far
I still
surpassing
can't
any
comprehend
other structure
how
of
were
its
they
time.
able to
Surrounding the tomb are hundreds of burial pits,
build the
each filled
pyramids.
with clay
Like,
soldiers, war
during
horses,
back then,
and chariots.
like
Every single statue was crafted with meticulous
it's
detail,
so
their faces and armor
intriguing.
distinct from one
So
another,
I really can't
as
wait
if each
for
figure had
people,
once truly lived in
someone to
history.
discover
The historian Sima
the
Qian
tricks.
once described the tomb as a magnificent
even the
underground
case.
palace, a microcosm of the
Also,
emperor's
by
entire
the way,
kingdom. According to the chronicles,
I think
inside
we're
the
good to-
tomb are flowing rivers of
yeah,
mercury,
definitely.
representing the great
You
rivers
guys have
of China,
look at
designed to run
the
eternally
what do you call
through
this?
the chamber. The ceiling of the
What's your
tomb was
the
inlaid with
pyramids
pearls
in
to recreate
the,
a sky full of stars,
in Mexico,
while
the famous
treasures, palaces, and even officials were
one?
buried to
hello,
serve
cool
the
lesson.
emperor in the
Welcome to
afterlife.
our stream.
There were even
So,
automatic traps, like crossbows set to
yes, we
fire
are
at
just
intruders
discussing
to
about
protect the secrets of the tomb
unsolved
from any who
mysteries.
might dare enter. Legend has
Yeah,
it
we are
that many
doing good.
craftsmen who built the tomb were buried alive
are
afterward
you
to
interested in
ensure
this
no
kind of
one could
subject
ever
as well?
reveal its true entrance.
Yes, I am on
Today, modern surveys using advanced technology have confirmed that beneath the
How
massive
about you,
mound
though?
lies a
Have you,
mysterious structure, and the
are
soil
you
in the
enjoying
area
it
contains
so far?
unusually high
Yes, it
concentrations
is.
of mercury, perfectly matching Sima Qian's ancient descriptions. Yet, not a single archaeologist has dared to dig deeper.
Wait, I need
The
to
most
search
important
about
reason is that experts fear
That one.
any attempt to excavate the tomb now
Oh,
would
wow,
result in the permanent
that's
destruction
been so long.
of
I
whatever
just
remains inside.
started my channel
When the terracotta
recently,
army was
so
first discovered, the vibrant colors of the statues vanished within minutes of exposure to air.
let's see,
Furthermore,
state-
the mercury in the soil
So,
poses a
I
significant
don't
danger
live
to
in
both
the
people
US.
and the environment.
I live
If
in
not
Japan.
handled with extreme care,
So,
the consequences
I'm
could be akin
way
to a
out.
massive chemical spill. Moreover, preservation technology for fragile materials
Yeah,
such
I
as
am new
silk,
to Twitch.
ancient
I
paper,
just started
or
my
important documents is
account.
still not truly ready for such an enormous task.
The
Beyond
past,
scientific reasons, there are
last
also
week.
deep spiritual and cultural
So
factors
I
at
live
play.
in Japan.
In China,
Oh, I'm
imperial
sorry.
tombs are
I
considered
live in
sacred
Japan.
ground. To disturb them would be seen as an affront to
Really?
the ancestors
There's
and to
a-
national history
How come
itself.
I did not hear
The
there's
tomb
a
of Qin
pyramids
Shi
under
Huang is even
buildings on
more
Mexico
special,
City?
for he is a symbol
What?
of unity and
Sorry,
absolute
I have
power.
to post a video.
Not only
I need to check that. I need to check it out. Buildings. Wait. Pyramid under Mexico City. What? What? I didn't know about this. Huh? Oh dear. Oh, this one. I see. Yeah, this is the one I was taught. I've known about the Mexico, and I don't know. They were saying that some structures like this, like even the Aztecs found it built already when they were like migrating, or I don't know, but they said that they found buildings already, even in the Amazon forest. Like they just found it, and they just try to maintain it as possible. But we don't know if that is true. So Cool Nelson, I don't know if you hear what I said, but I'm from Japan. So, oh really? I did not know that. Can you teach me more, so at least I know some of this. I have knowledge. Thank you for teaching me or telling me about Mexican culture. Wow. How come Mexica is the right term? Can you explain to me why Mexica is the right term? So so it's the value of Mexico. Okay. So the one, yeah, it's hard. Like, unless you're from, I think you're from Mexico, it's hard to know the difference, especially for us, casual that doesn't have deep dive on the subject. So yeah, but I'm so glad that you are teaching me new things that we don't know. Yeah, that's the one I've been I don't know if you listen to Joe Rogan's podcast, but some of it is just where some of the cool stuff is where I most pick it up. So yeah, no, but that's really interesting though. The subjects. I mean, even I don't. I want to do a deep dive on it. So, what do you call this? Any more that you can teach me? So yeah, we'll resume the video since it's talking
Ordinary
about
citizens,
China.
but even the government, are extremely cautious about releasing survey data, and many believe there may be secrets within the tomb that the world is simply not ready to face. Some bold theories even suggest the tomb could hold ancient knowledge far beyond our understanding, or perhaps evidence of a once advanced civilization or lost technologies.
No
Today,
worries. No, I love that
millions
you're
of
teaching
visitors
me as
come
well.
each year to marvel
So
at
it's
the
really
terracotta army.
grateful for me.
Yet the central burial
I love
mound,
learning new
believed
stuff,
to hold the
especially
emperor's
within
actual tomb,
history.
still stands undisturbed, a silent reminder of a past filled with mystery and power.
So yeah, drop by
Lost Tomb of
anytime
Genghis
if you
Khan.
want to talk. If I'm
Beneath
online,
the vast
or
skies
if you
and
have
endless steppes of
I would
Mongolia
love to.
lies a mystery
if
that
you
has endured for more
have
than
live
8
stream as well?
centuries, one
I
that
would-
no one has yet been able to unravel.
I would like
This
to
is the
follow you
lost
back.
tomb of Genghis Khan, the man who forged the greatest empire in human history.
So, yes.
Despite being one of the most renowned conquerors of all
I will try
time,
and follow
his
you,
final resting
so-
place has left no trace. How could the burial site of such a legendary emperor vanish without a single clue?
So,
And
if
does
you
his
do
tomb
a
truly
stream
hold
as
the
well,
legendary treasures
I will
gathered
watch
from
it.
across the Mongol
So
Empire?
please.
Somewhere among the
Do
wild
a stream
mountains
as well?
and boundless grasslands of northern Mongolia, the tomb of Genghis Khan remains beyond the reach of archaeologists, explorers,
Oh my.
and treasure hunters alike. He died in 1227, yet
The
to this day,
Mongolians are so.
no one has been able to determine exactly where he was buried. Unlike famous tombs
thank
such as the
you,
terracotta
thank you.
army of Qin Shi
The
Huang
moment you
or
just
the
joined
Egyptian
Twitch, you
pyramids,
found my account.
Genghis Khan's burial
I'm
site
really,
has left
really
not the
happy.
slightest sign on the surface. According to legend, he himself requested to be buried in absolute secrecy,
So the
leaving
video is
no
talking
trace
about
for
the
future
Genghis
generations.
Khan now.
Even the secret history of the Mongols,
Yeah.
the oldest surviving chronicle of Mongol history, mentions only the year of his death, saying nothing about his final resting place. Marco Polo,
I
who
wonder
lived under the rule of Genghis Khan's grandson,
What will
even wrote that
happen
the Mongols
if people
themselves
found
did
out
not know
about
where the tomb was located.
Genghis Khan's tomb?
Folk tales
will
recount that
they
after
do?
Genghis Khan died during a military campaign in
And
northern
what's
China,
inside his tomb?
his body was brought back
Is
to
it
Mongolia.
simple?
To
Is
keep
it
the location a secret, the escort party reportedly
full of
killed every person they encountered
treasures?
along the journey home. Some legends go further, claiming that 2,000 people who attended the funeral were executed, and that those who carried out this grim task were themselves killed, so that no one would ever know the truth. 1,000 horses were said to have been driven across the burial ground to erase all traces. Other stories speak of rivers being diverted to flood the tomb, or entire forests planted to conceal it.
Yeah, I
One
know the
particularly
stories.
moving tale tells of a young camel buried with the emperor, and for years
Yeah.
afterward, the mother camel returned to weep at the grave, helping Genghis Khan's descendants locate their ancestors' resting place. Yet to this day, no document has ever revealed the true location.
Nope.
For decades, countless theories have been proposed regarding the final resting place of Genghis Khan. Most researchers
hope
believe
my
the
mic
tomb
is
lies
okay,
somewhere
guys.
near Burkhan Khaldun, the sacred mountain where he
Oh,
was
really?
born and where he once
I will
prayed
try and
before uniting the
create-
Mongol tribes.
So
Some
yes, I will
archaeologists
let
have
you
used
know next
drones
time.
and
I
modern
haven't
imaging
made one
technology
yet
to
because
search for anomalies.
I'm just
But every
cheating as I go.
excavation effort has been blocked by
And I
local
just started
residents
as well.
who
I
regard
think-
the land as holy
Yeah, I just
and will
started
not
last
permit
week
it to be
too,
disturbed.
so-
There have even been projects
I'm just
using
streaming
satellite imagery and
games,
crowdsourcing,
watching
involving tens of
videos,
thousands of volunteers analyzing
learning,
data. Yet the results remain nothing more than
learning
unresolved
stuff.
theories.
Whatever I
The
find
mystery
on
of Genghis Khan's tomb goes beyond its
internet.
physical location. It is believed that if ever found, the site could hold enormous treasures and priceless artifacts from across the empire, stretching from China to Persia. Some tell of guardian spirits, deadly
Yes,
curses,
but I will
and
try and
bizarre
make a
accidents that have
Discord, so
befallen expeditions seeking
for
the tomb.
everyone who
But for the
likes
Mongolian people, what
this
matters
type
most
of topic,
is the respect
I
owed to
really
their
want
national
to,
hero. Genghis Khan was not
everyone
only
to
a conqueror,
contribute.
he laid the
because,
foundation for religious
That's the
freedom,
best
a
indication. Is
postal
everyone's
system,
contributing,
even paper currency.
and
They believe
we
his
can
wishes
just,
must be honored,
discuss on
and any
what's
intrusion would be seen as a grave
best,
insult to their
you know.
ancestors. Today, despite the march of technology,
everyone is
the
welcome.
Kenji region remains a remote, nearly inaccessible wilderness, and the tomb of Genghis Khan remains forever out of humanity's grasp. Should this mystery ever be solved, the discovery could rival the unearthing of the Terracotta Army or the rediscovery of lost ancient scrolls. Yet perhaps his tomb will always remain a part of legend, protected by the vast steppe, the silent rivers, and the shadows of galloping horses racing endlessly through history.
City, like, that's
Giant of Castelnau,
valuable information for
the
us
discovery
people who
of an
doesn't
ancient
know
giant.
what's
In the winter of
That's
1890,
really a good.
in a small village called
So
Castelnau-les-Lez,
I will let
the
you know once I
anthropologist Georges
make a
Vacher de
Discord.
Lapouge unearthed 3 enormous bone fragments from a burial mound dating back to the Bronze Age. These fragments belong to a human who stood over 11 feet tall, a height that far surpasses every
Giant of
conventional
Castelnau.
standard of our species. Was this truly evidence of a race of giants that once walked the earth, or merely the result of a strange and improbable mistake? When Georges Vacher de Lapouge began his archaeological work in Castelnau-les-Lez, he never expected to encounter 3 remarkable bones: a section of a femur, part of a tibia, and a piece believed to be from an arm bone. The measurements,
this is
published
what
in the
they
journal
call
La
the
Nature
Niflheim?
in 1890, showed that these bones
one
were
they're talking
twice the
about,
size of
Castelnau?
modern human bones.
See?
The femur measured 14 centimeters across, with a circumference of 16 centimeters. The tibia was 26 centimeters long, and the arm fragment was unusually large. Based on these calculations, Lapouge estimated that the
Yeah, it's
individual
hard,
must have stood
like-
3.5 meters tall and weighed several hundred
I
kilograms.
mean,
He went so far as to insist that these were unquestionably human
modern
bones,
world has
despite their
Wembanyama, which
extraordinary
is
size.
7'6",
The
who can run
fragments were
so
later
fast.
sent to the University of
I don't
Montpellier
think
for expert
giants
analysis.
are
Leading figures in zoology,
so
paleontology, and anatomy
It's
all
not an
agreed that the bones
imagination. I
belonged
think
to a very tall
they could have
race,
existed.
though they
back
also
then.
noted the possibility of pathological growth. Just a few years later, further reports emerged.
especially with
Giant
the
skulls and large
stories
bone
about
fragments
the
were discovered near
Noah's
Montpellier,
Ark, the flood.
believed to have come from people
So
between
there
10
might
and 15
be,
feet tall.
During that,
These
back
remains were
then,
sent to the
yeah,
French Academy of Sciences,
people are so.
but afterward, they vanished
There
without a
might not
trace,
be
leaving
humans,
modern science unable to follow their trail.
But
The Castelnau mystery only deepened as modern scholars began to question the origin of these bones. In 2022, anthropologist Catherine Hakanian proposed that they might have simply been the bones of a giant bear that once roamed prehistoric Europe. In the 19th century, it was not uncommon for large animal bones to be mistaken for human
Yeah.
remains,
I mean, we have
especially
praying
when
mantis,
anatomical
which
knowledge was
can
still limited.
even eat
But if these
a
were
bird.
merely animal bones, why did the Montpellier experts of
A
that time
praying
confirm
mantis.
them as human? And why, to this day, has no modern study ever
Ate a bird.
re-examined these fragments?
So,
The story of the giant of Castelnau is not merely a question for archaeology. It opens a doorway into the realm of myth and legend. From the Cyclops of ancient Greece to the Nephilim in the Bible, almost every culture has tales of giants who once walked the earth. In Castelnau,
The
villagers
world
still speak
a
of a
wonderful
cave that
place.
once sheltered a giant, and 19th century
just choose
newspapers
to believe that.
claimed that Lapouge's
I know
discovery
that
might
the
be the
world
key
is,
to
like, you know,
unraveling those ancient
but-
legends. Some have even speculated that these bones
I
are
choose to
traces of a
believe the
lost
positive.
civilization, or perhaps of extraterrestrial visitors,
that's why I want to learn
though
our
no
history, so
scientific
at least we
evidence
can
has
learn
ever been
from it.
produced.
What
Still,
happened to
the
us?
world of archaeology is not without its
Why
hoaxes and exaggerations,
It looks
often
like
driven
we
by religious
only been
or
living
financial
for a few
motives.
thousand years.
The
but-
Cardiff Giant, a stone statue buried to fool the American public
no,
in
it can
1869,
be much.
is one famous example. Yet, the fact that leading experts in Montpellier examined and verified the Castelnau bones in 1890 makes the hoax theory harder to accept in this particular case. Today, the bones that once shocked the world have disappeared from all collections, their whereabouts unknown, and they have never been re-examined with modern technology. The question of the giant of Castelnau's
Thank
origin
you so
remains
much. Yes,
unanswered.
I won't.
If such a being truly
I
existed,
never
why has
try
no
to-
further
I
evidence
try to
ever
stay-
surfaced in a region
stay
so
positive
rich
as
in
much as
archaeological
possible.
sites? And if it is all just
Unless
legend,
we, you know,
why does
we
this
are sad
story
that day.
endure, continuing to challenge the
we need to
curiosity
feel
of
sad as well,
humankind?
so we have to full
Longyu
range
Caves.
of emotions.
Hidden deep beneath the lush green rice fields of Longyu County, Zhejiang Province, China, lies one of the greatest archaeological mysteries ever encountered by modern history. It is known as the Longyu Caves Complex. The story of Longyu began entirely by chance in the summer of 1992,
Oh, wow.
when a local farmer decided to drain the water from a large natural pit near his home to expand it. He had no idea that beneath the still surface of the water lay a
To be
vast
like Martin
space,
Starr.
a massive cavern with perfectly flat walls,
Yes,
covered
yes.
in evenly carved patterns that seemed as if they had been made by modern machinery. This discovery sparked immense curiosity and excitement throughout the village. The locals continued to pump water from other
If
pits
you
nearby,
check the Long
and soon,
Caves
before their
picture,
eyes, appeared an
holy
entire...
shit, it looks so nice. Like, it doesn't look like it was dated 2,000 years ago. And look at the structure. Wow. Wow. And I haven't even heard about this one. Look. Wow. Look at the artwork. Right? Right? Like, wow. There's so much places in our world that's just left to be discovered. Like this one. Wow.
entire underground city of more than 20 interconnected caves. What makes Longyu a mystery that defies every theory is the sheer perfection of its engineering and scale. Each cave rises more than 30
This
meters
video
high,
kinda like-
with walls that have been smoothed and sculpted to a flawless finish. The domed ceilings and pillars are laid out in precise harmony, and every surface is covered with parallel wave-like carvings, running in unbroken lines from the ceilings to the stone floors. No human remains or artifacts have ever been found, nothing to indicate that any community ever lived or labored here. Who built the Longyu caves? According to archaeologists, based
Wow.
on the erosion of the stone and other geological factors, the complex could be more than 2,000 years old, dating to the Qin or early Han dynasty. And yet, not a single ancient Chinese chronicle makes any mention of Longyu. How could such a massive undertaking vanish entirely from the historical record? Many theories have been proposed, but each one only leads to more unanswered questions.
Yeah, it looks so nice.
Some suggest the caves were ancient granaries, wartime shelters, or even forgotten royal tombs. A few Western researchers lean toward the idea that Longyu was a sacred site, or perhaps a secret ceremonial center. Most striking of all,
Oh, no,
the
I'm not an
nearly
architect.
identical carved patterns in
No.
every single cave suggest that the project was
I just like
executed under unified direction, using skills that far exceeded the standards of any known ancient
things
civilization. Could this be the legacy of
So
a
beautiful.
civilization we have
I
never
just
known?
wonder about
Or the
them,
product of
but I'm not
construction
an
techniques
architect.
now lost to time, beyond the imagination of the modern world? Today, the Longyu caves still lie quietly beneath the farmland, a testament to the creative power and the enduring mysteries of
about you,
those
though?
who came
Teach me
before
story.
us. And until some deeper secret is revealed,
Are
the Longyu
you
caves will
like
remain a
do
reminder
you work
that human
on the
history is
history
filled with
or
unwritten pages,
like you
unanswered
have other-
questions, and a quest to understand the true origins and meaning of wonders like Longyu that will continue to captivate generations of explorers. Baalbek megaliths, hidden within the Bekaa Valley of Lebanon, once a crossroads
Oh.
for ancient civilizations, the old town of Baalbek
I feel sad for some of the countries like Lebanon. They're getting bombed at the moment, so I hope this kind of like buildings doesn't
has
get.
long stood at the center of one of the
affected.
greatest
Even the humans-
architectural mysteries in human history.
I just hope
Upon
war
arriving
can
here,
stop.
no one could suspect that behind these age-old ruins lie stone blocks so enormous that their size and weight defy both the imagination and the limits of modern engineering. At the heart of this enigma are the three famous stones known as the Trilithon,
Yeah,
each
me too,
block
me
nearly
too.
20 meters long, over 4 meters
Same,
high,
same.
and weighing between 750 and 800 tons. To put it in perspective, each stone is as large as a Boeing airliner. These massive blocks are stacked atop one another, forming the foundation for the legendary
Wait, so Baalbek. So I'm just curious because it's like it's a airline. What airplane for a block? So I forgot the pyramids Giza stone size. So I'm curious on how. So largest stones, Baalbek. Okay. So whoa. Whoa. Wow. Look at this, guys. 750 to 800. Right? But I think that is just us, human nature. Like It is a part of life. Like the highs and the lows. Sadly, as much as we both want all the highs, we won't be able to differentiate the highs if we don't have the lows. So, really, yeah. Like, wait, what? I want to see the whole structure. Oops. Like, whoa. Whoa. And then I want to check the location. Wow, it's so far from water. Mm, internationally, no. Domestically, yes. So I just travel local in Japan, but I haven't explored out of the internationally because I don't have the budget yet. So I cannot do that yet. So all I can do is computer monitor. Just appreciate beauty at the moment with pictures, but yeah, there's so much there's so much stuff around here. So I hope you visit Japan as well. You really have to visit it one time so you can taste our food, our culture, and everything. Yes, I hope so too. If the channel gets big somehow, it might. But yeah, so look at here, guys. So this is the Baalbek. They moved it, and it's so far from water. Oh, there's a no. I guess there is a water line. So maybe they use the waterways to carry, but it's still 800 tons. So
Temple of Jupiter, a structure built by the Romans in the 1st century AD. Yet the sheer weight and scale of these stones far surpass anything the Roman civilization was thought to be capable of. There is no record of any Roman lifting device or construction tool capable of moving stones of such staggering mass.
If your friend went 3 times already,
right at an ancient quarry, even larger blocks have been found. Among them is the stone of the pregnant woman, weighing nearly 1,000 tons. Another block weighing 1,242 tons. And most remarkably, in 2014, archaeologists uncovered a stone weighing a staggering 1,650 tons, regarded as the largest stone block ever known to mankind. Strikingly, these giant stones remain in the quarry, posing a tremendous question about the true intentions and capabilities of the ancients. Numerous theories have been put forth to explain the mystery of Baalbek. Some researchers believe the Romans used wooden rollers and earthen ramps to transport the stones from the quarry to the construction site. Yet this theory quickly reveals its weakness, for the Roman cranes could only lift between 60 and 100 tons at most, while the blocks here are many times heavier. Moreover, there is no evidence that they ever used a coordinated system of machines to solve this challenge. For this reason, many scholars now believe that the foundation of the Temple of Jupiter actually predates the Romans, perhaps belonging to a civilization much older and more advanced. They point to striking similarities between Baalbek and other megalithic structures around the world, such as the Sacsayhuaman fortress in Peru and the Egyptian pyramids. Could it be that ancient humanity possessed technologies?
Well, if it's in Tokyo, maybe I could have tried it. Maybe. Oh, yeah. If you do, maybe I could. Maybe I have tried it. If it's especially if it's in Tokyo itself, maybe I could have tried it. But there's a lot of Mexican food here. Japanese people really like Mexican food, so
far beyond what we know today. Despite decades of research, the secret of the giant stones at Baalbek remains unresolved.
You have more
there are no
reasons
ancient
to visit
records
Japan
describing how this feat was accomplished. The tools used have left no trace. All that remains are the silent stones themselves, defying the passage of time and resisting every effort humanity has made to unlock their mystery. Devil's Bible. Within the archives of Sweden's National Library lies one of the most haunting and enigmatic manuscripts ever crafted by human hands, the Codex Gigas, also known as the Devil's
Yes.
Bible. Regarded as the largest
And if you
surviving
time it
medieval
right
manuscript,
too, with
the
the
Codex
season,
Gigas astonishes not only
the
with its
places
colossal
will be good
size,
as
but
well.
also with the dark and chilling
Yes.
legends that have surrounded it for nearly
you better
800
have to
years.
try a
The
sushi.
manuscript
I don't
weighs
know if
nearly
you're a fan of
75
sushi.
kilograms,
Ramen,
measures 92 centimeters long,
also
50 centimeters
our
wide, and
tonkatsu,
22 centimeters
karage.
thick, so large that even a grown adult must use both arms just to move it. Experts estimate that it would have taken hundreds of sheets of calfskin to produce its massive pages. But its size is not the only thing that makes the Codex Gigas famous. What truly elevates it to legend are the stories of curses and supernatural powers that have become attached to the book. According to a legend passed down since the 13th century, the manuscript was written by a Benedictine monk in Bohemia, a land that is now part of the Czech Republic.
And our desserts
This
are
monk
nice too.
had
so.
committed a terrible crime
Really
and was
happy.
sentenced to be walled up alive in the monastery, a punishment among the most horrifying of the Middle Ages. Desperate and terrified, he pleaded for his
Plus,
life,
with
promising
how,
that if given one night,
our
he
economy
could
is at
produce
the
a
moment,
manuscript containing all human knowledge, from the
I
Bible
think it's
to
a
the
good time
sciences
to
of
visit
history,
Japan because yen
medicine,
is a bit
and magic.
low.
Knowing the
between
task was
exchanges,
impossible
so-
for any mortal, the monk is said to have made a plea to the devil. According to legend, Satan himself appeared and helped him finish the manuscript in a single night, in exchange for the monk's soul. In gratitude, the monk painted a gigantic portrait of the devil in the very center of the book, a demonic image unlike anything seen in any other biblical manuscript on earth. Yet this story is only legend. In reality, researchers have determined that the Codex Gigas was completed in the early 13th century at the Padla Ice Monastery.
I know, right? It's spooky.
But what continues to astonish modern scholars is the perfect consistency of handwriting and style across all 620 pages. It appears as though the book was written by
You
a
like
single
spooky
hand,
as well.
possibly over many years. Inside the Codex, Gigas
Well,
is
if
not
I
only the
play-
entire Latin Bible,
I don't know if
but
you
also
like
texts on
watching
history,
someone
anatomy,
play video games,
magic,
but I do play
astrology,
horror sometimes.
and even
so-
catalogs of demons and spells. Most striking of all
there are,
is the enormous illustration of Satan, with glowing eyes,
if
a red
by,
tongue, and
uh,
razor-sharp claws.
check it out
Positioned
sometimes.
in the middle of the
You
manuscript,
get
this
me
image has
really
convinced
scared.
many that the book is cursed,
That's why I don't play
and that
that
whoever
much
possesses it
horror.
is doomed to misfortune or catastrophe. Over the centuries, the Devil's Bible has witnessed countless upheavals. It was once seized by Swedish forces as a prize during the 30 Years' War and taken to Stockholm in 1648, where it remains preserved to this day. There are tales that wherever the manuscript appears,
Oh,
disaster
I haven't-
follows,
no, I think I
war,
saw that
or even the collapse of dynasties.
on
Today,
Steam.
the Codex Gigas continues to draw thousands of scholars, theologians,
Nope,
and mystery
I don't think I
seekers
can play
from
that.
all over the world.
I just check it out.
And until the Codex Gigas
Nope.
is fully deciphered, it will remain a
Nope.
symbol of obsession, curiosity, and
I'm
the
having
endless
a hard
quest
time playing
to uncover
Resident Evil,
secrets that humanity has
That-
yet to
that
understand.
moment, I don't think I'll be able.
Göbekli Tepe,
I mean, unless I have
buried
like
beneath the parched soil and stony hills of the
maybe I'll be
Anatolian
able to
Plateau
play
in
it
Turkey,
if
Göbekli
there's a lot
Tepe
of
remains silent and
people
forgotten by history until the end of the 20th century.
so I won't get
In
scared,
1994, when German archaeologist Klaus Schmidt
Oh,
struck
yeah.
the earth with
This
his
one
first
of my-
shovel at this spot, no one
Oh,
could have
nice.
imagined he was
Left 4 Dead,
about
yeah.
to shake the
I
very
like-
foundations of
when
what we
it
thought
first
we
came
knew
out
about
too, I
human
like playing
history.
it
For
with my
what
friends as
gradually
well.
emerged at
It's really
Göbekli
nice
Tepe
type
left
of
the
game.
world in awe. Hidden deep underground were
Go
massive
back-
circles of
back
limestone
to the
pillars,
topic.
each
So
column
Göbekli
rising up to
Tepe
6 meters tall and
is
weighing
one of
dozens of
my,
tons.
Uh,
Even more
I want
astonishing
to
is
go
the age
there
of
as
this
well.
site, more than
because
11,000
not
years
only
old,
is it in
meaning
Turkey,
it
which
predates
is
the
one of
invention
my
of the wheel, the
countries
discovery
I
of
want to
agriculture,
visit as well.
even the use of metal. It is a relic older than both the
But
Egyptian pyramids and
It's
Stonehenge.
old.
These T-shaped pillars are not only monumental in size, but are also intricately carved with depictions of animals, lions, wild cattle, foxes, snakes, as well as countless abstract symbols. Every carving
Yes,
reads like a
I do
silent
hope-
story, a testament to the worldview, beliefs, and imagination of prehistoric communities. The sheer sophistication of the work has left researchers questioning who conceived, designed,
hope you're,
and built such a colossal wonder.
Still having a good
The
time
greatest
in my,
paradox is that Göbekli
stream
Tepe
room.
is believed to have been built by groups of hunter-gatherers, societies long thought to be scattered and incapable
to
of
anyone
organizing
who
such a
are
monumental
watching our
project.
stream, we are
This very
watching,
discovery has forced
uh,
scientists to rethink the
unsolved
connection between
mysteries.
religion, belief, and the
the
rise of
topic at the
complex
moment is
societies.
Göbekli
Even
Tepe.
stranger, around 8000 BC, the
Göbekli
ancient
Tepe.
builders deliberately buried the temple, as if determined to seal its secrets away forever. That mysterious decision is what allowed the site to remain almost perfectly preserved for thousands of years. Today, as Göbekli Tepe's ancient stones are brought into the light for the first time in millennia, they do more than rewrite our understanding of the past. They raise a host of questions that have yet to be answered. Could it be that human history is far deeper and more complex than we ever imagined? And how many more secrets still slumber beneath the earth?
And you know what? Göbekli Tepe, it coincides to the Younger Dryas theory, wherein we got like almost like world-ending catastrophe. So, and that was the time that they were saying that Göbekli Tepe was built. So,
waiting to be discovered? White Pyramid of China. Hidden beneath the dust of centuries in Shaanxi province,
wow,
China,
so many
the White
pyramids
Pyramid
around the world.
stands as one of the greatest enigmas that modern
The
archaeology has
symbol
ever
for the
faced.
pyramids.
The stories surrounding it are not mere legends, but living symbols of our relentless urge to explore and of our deep frustration before mysteries that remain unsolved. In 1945,
Right.
American pilot James
So, if there's one in China, known pyramids, well, let's see. Okay. No, this is all Egypt, right? No, Indonesia, China, Ningxiao. This, Chichen Itza. Tayo. Polynesia, Cambodia, China, Iraq, Ziggurat. Oh. Yeah, this one was featured in the Indiana Jones game. That was oh, I don't know. I don't know if you're like adventure games, but Indiana Jones, you might like it. It has a good lore. So you might like, if you have a Xbox Game Pass, I suggest you finish Indiana Jones. Pyramid of Seston, Cambodia. So damn. How?
James Gaussman, during a transport flight over the northwestern mountains of
yung
China, reported seeing
Indiana
a colossal
Jones, the Great
pyramid
Circle.
in the valley below.
Yeah,
Its
the
four
story
faces
in
gleaming
it,
white
it's so
in a way
nice.
that seemed almost impossible
Although
to
it's
believe.
kind of like
Just 2 years later, in
it's
1947,
not true,
another
but
pilot named
but they
Maurice
did
Shahan
get
confirmed
some
Gaussman's
stories
account
from
and even managed to take a few blurry
real
black and white
history,
photos
so you
of the
might like
mysterious
the story.
structure. When these images and reports reached the West, they caused a sensation among archaeologists and in the global media. Yet, as the war ended, China's borders gradually closed to foreign researchers. The area said to be the location of the White Pyramid came under strict control. Only a handful of local scholars
Maybe
were
they
ever
found
allowed to
something.
investigate, and official reports claimed these were nothing more than earthen burial mounds for ancient emperors, built between the Qin and Tang dynasties.
Okay.
The Chinese authorities insisted that no White Pyramid of extraordinary dimensions, as described by American pilots, truly existed. Even so, in recent decades,
Yes.
satellite images released
No
by both
worries.
Western and Russian sources have revealed pyramid-like structures scattered throughout Shaanxi. Some rise from 50 to over 100 meters tall, much larger than the pyramids of Egypt. One remarkable detail is the legend of the shining white surface. Local traditions tell that the structure was once covered in a layer of pure white limestone or clay, which
Nice.
reflected the sun and made it stand out against the
the
gray
same as the
backdrop of the
pyramids.
surrounding mountains.
Right?
Some Western scholars have compared it to the Great Pyramid of Giza, and even claimed the White Pyramid's estimated height of 300 meters and a base perimeter of more than 450 meters would surpass the wonders of Egypt. Who, then, built this immense structure? And for what purpose? Theories about the White Pyramid are as diverse and mysterious as the monument itself. Some archaeologists believe it was merely the burial mound of Chinese emperors, built as a statement of absolute power. Yet, those drawn to mystery suggest that the White Pyramid is a relic of an ancient civilization now lost, one that predates the recorded history of China itself. More radical theories claim that the White Pyramid once served as a religious center or an astronomical site, much like the pyramids of the Maya, or even as an ancient observatory. They point to the way many pyramids in Shaanxi seem to be aligned with certain constellations, echoing the arrangement of the pyramids in Egypt.
You know what
Some
I
have
noticed
even
the
linked
most?
these structures to
when ancient civilization built the pyramids, they always align it with the stars. So really,
extraterrestrial civilizations, an idea as fascinating as it is unproven. Yet all these theories run up against one immovable fact. To this day, no one outside the Chinese archaeological community has been allowed full access to excavate or rigorously study these pyramids. Many tombs remain abandoned, for there is a Chinese belief that one should not disturb the emperor.
Also, I think recently they found, they did a what do you call this? LiDAR on the pyramids of Egypt, Giza, and they found there's like a inside where like it's you have to check it out.
Emperor's slumber, lest disaster befall you. This only makes the White Pyramid a more powerful symbol of prohibition, a place where the boundary between reality and legend is still unbroken. Today, satellite images and covert expeditions have only increased the allure of the White Pyramid.
Well, if you want, I can check it. Let's check it out. Giza pyramids. Yeah, there, LiDAR. See, this is the one that they were seeing. They found tunnels. Oh, not that one. Oops. Will they show it? There. Like there's so many underneath. I hope they do able to scan everything so they can finally see what's inside one of the unsolved mysteries of the world.
Not only a forgotten wonder, but a challenge to all who long to reach the hidden layers of human history. Could it be that beneath that shroud of earth and stone lies an unwritten chapter of civilization? And will the day ever come when that secret door is opened, allowing the world to truly behold the monumental structure that once stood on the banks of the Yellow River? Black Sarcophagus of Alexandria, among the most sensational archaeological discoveries of the 21st century in Egypt. Nothing compares to the frenzy ignited by the Black Sarcophagus in the summer of 2018. It all began at an ordinary construction site on Al-Karmili Street in Alexandria, a city once hailed as the cultural, intellectual, and political heart of the ancient Mediterranean. As workers dug the foundations for a new building, they unexpectedly unearthed a massive stone block buried deep in the earth. Archaeologists were immediately summoned to the scene. After clearing away nearly 5 meters of soil and rubble, what emerged before them was a rectangular coffin made entirely of black granite, almost 2.7 meters long, 1.5 meters wide, over 1.8 meters tall, and weighing nearly 30 tons. It was larger than almost any sarcophagus ever found in Alexandria, or indeed anywhere in Egypt. Next to it was an alabaster bust, its face worn smooth with age, leaving the true identity of the tomb's owner an even greater enigma. Where royal or noble coffins are typically adorned with hieroglyphs, carvings, or paintings recounting names, titles, or achievements, this black sarcophagus was completely bare, except for a plaster seal eroded away by centuries. This anonymous construction only fueled speculation. Was this the secret grave of a significant figure, or someone whose role in turbulent history had to be hidden from future generations? Rumors and conspiracy theories swirled. Some whispered that this could be the final resting place of Alexander the Great, the legendary king who founded the city itself. The body of Alexander has been missing for over 2 millennia. Was there an ancient curse inside this sarcophagus, like the legends that surrounded so many Egyptian tombs since Carter's discovery of Tutankhamun? Curiosity peaked in July 2018 when experts decided to open the sarcophagus. Due to its enormous size and depth, the operation required modern lifting equipment and strict safety measures to guard against toxic gases or biological hazards. When the lid was finally pried open, those present held their breath. Inside was neither an intact mummy, as many had hoped, nor any treasure.
Everything, yeah, it
Instead,
is.
a foul stench filled the air,
Oh,
the result
no.
of filthy water seeping in over thousands of years, mixing with
Ooh, I wonder what's
decomposing
that smell
bodies
like.
to form a thick,
Ooh.
reddish-brown liquid. Bizarre
wonder-
rumors quickly spread. Some even asked for permission to drink sarcophagus water in
Ooh.
hopes of gaining supernatural power, forcing Egyptian authorities to issue health warnings to the public. Forensic analysis soon revealed 3 skeletons inside, stacked atop one another, 2 men and a woman. There was no trace of royalty, no gold or precious burial goods. Skull fractures on one individual suggested death from violence or warfare, while tests on teeth, bones, and carbon dating placed the remains around the 4th century BC, the early Ptolemaic era, when Alexandria was among the world's most prosperous cities. What puzzled scientists was why such a rare, enormous, and expensive granite sarcophagus would be used for 3 ordinary individuals
Yeah,
buried
30
without
tons?
ceremony,
That's
with
so
no
big.
inscription. Some theorized they might have been members of a
These
forgotten
black-
noble family, soldiers who died in chaos, or high officials deliberately erased from history for political reasons. Others wondered if a taboo related to religion had forced their names to be erased forever. The use of black granite for the sarcophagus is itself remarkable. This stone would have had to be transported from Aswan, hundreds of miles south of Alexandria, a feat requiring enormous resources and money. The true
people
reason
just
for
want
using
to-
such precious, enduring stone for an anonymous
There's a reason why we had coronavirus, come on, guys. There's a lot of sickness because of this kind of stuff.
tomb
So please don't.
remains a mystery. The discovery of the black sarcophagus is not just an
But I
archaeological
wonder
event.
the people
It
who
is
drank
proof
it, though,
that
what
history
happened to
always
them?
finds ways to
they
bury
were
its
able to
strangest
drink it.
tales and forgotten lives, right in
Ugh.
the heart of a city once called the Jewel of the East. It stands as a reminder that, even after thousands of tombs and treasures have been unearthed, Egypt still holds countless secrets slumbering beneath the ground. Piri Reis map. Amidst the Mediterranean sea
Piri Reis
breeze of
map
the
is
16th
so
century, a great mystery
able to
quietly
draw
appeared on the
Antarctica.
old parchment of a Turkish cartographer. It was the Piri Reis map, a historical legacy that is both strange and challenges all the understanding of the modern world. Drawn in 1513 by Admiral Piri Reis,
Stays of
this
3,000
map
years.
has astonished researchers for
or
hundreds
more
of
than
years,
3,000 years.
not only because of its accuracy, but also because of details that seem to go far beyond the scientific capabilities of the Middle Ages. The Piri Reis map today remains only 1/3 of its original, but that remaining part alone is enough to make scholars from both the West and the East rack their brains in thought. On the Piri Reis map appear the western coast of Africa, the eastern coast of South America, and most astonishingly, the northernmost part of Antarctica, a continent that would
Yeah,
not be
right.
discovered by modern humans for more than 3 centuries. But even
what's-
stranger are the details on the map, which show Antarctica not covered in ice, as if
Maybe
the
they got
author had drawn it
superpowers.
before the Ice Age.
You never know.
The mystery begins with Piri Reis's own notes. He claimed that he
Maybe
had
they're,
relied on more than 20 ancient maps from the Greek and Roman
became a
eras,
vampire?
and even some said to be from Columbus. However, not a single one of these maps can explain the
they become a
astonishing
mummy.
accuracy of the coastlines or the appearance of Antarctica before it was covered in ice. Many theories have been proposed to explain this mystery. Some researchers believe that Piri Reis inherited ancient knowledge that modern humanity has long forgotten, even going so far as to ask whether the civilization of Atlantis once existed and possessed surveying techniques far ahead of its time. Others believe the map is simply the result of patchwork and exaggeration, passed down by word of mouth and the imagination of sailors.
Next
However,
stream, I know
the
what
truth has
topic
not
we'll
yet been
be
solved.
watching.
The Piri Reis map is not just an ancient document, but also
Next
a
stream will
mirror
be
reflecting the
about
limits of human perception. How could a
uh,
16th century Ottoman admiral draw such
long lost
accurate geographical
civilization?
features at a time when surveying tools and knowledge of the world were still so limited?
Are you sure
Was
you
there
want to be a
truly a
vampire?
prehistoric civilization?
That's
Or
kind
is
of
this simply a random
hard
coincidence
to
of
live a
history?
long life.
Even though the answer remains unanswered, the map of Piri Reis still
Like,
lies silently in the
centuries
Topkapi
of-
Museum in Istanbul, as a challenge left to
That's
all
good.
future generations. It does not just tell the story of the
is,
bravery of
but
those who sailed the
there
seas,
will be
but is also
lots of
evidence of the
boring
power of
times.
curiosity, the thirst
For a
for
long,
discovery,
long time.
and the mysteries that humanity has yet to reach.
I don't think I want that.
Vanishing of Clovis people. The story of the Clovis people began in the
Do I?
1930s
Well,
when
if I can
archaeologists
be a
discovered
bat,
unique
maybe
and sophisticated stone spear
I'll be
points
fine
at a
with it.
site near the city of Clovis, New Mexico. These sharp points were quickly
Suspicious.
determined to date back around 13,000
No.
years, serving as
We
proof
have
of
to
the
stick
existence
to
of an advanced and mysterious
educational,
hunting
but
culture in
maybe
North
next
America.
time.
The Clovis
suspicious
people are
Jake sold
regarded as masters of stone technology,
Huh.
with weapon-making techniques so advanced
I
that even
might do a
today,
deep dive on
modern
the-
research still
like,
have much to learn from them.
what ancient
They survived by
people
hunting
drink.
large animals that are now extinct, such as mammoths,
If they
North
find some.
American camels, and
I know
giant
Romans
deer,
like wine,
and used
so-
sharp tools to endure the harsh conditions at the end of the Ice Age. But then, the Clovis culture suddenly vanished from all
Well, we can add
archaeological
that to the,
records within just a few hundred
What do you
years.
call this?
Scientists
To
are
the
still
future
actively debating the
topics.
real reason for their collapse. Some theories suggest that dramatic climate change at the end of the Ice Age, with rising temperatures and rapidly shifting environments, led to the extinction of the large animals on which the Clovis depended, dragging this group into ruin as well.
Nice,
Other
nice.
researchers believe that the Clovis encountered a meteorite disaster, as evidence of
Well,
cosmic
they
glass,
also-
carbon dust, and widespread wildfires
Oh,
has been found
they-
at many ancient sites dating to the same period. Was it a meteor
Well,
impact
like-
that wiped out this culture in an instant? Or did the Clovis people actually migrate to other lands? The question of the origin and final fate of the Clovis people is not just an American mystery, but a story shared by all of humanity, a reminder of the fragility of civilizations and of their ability to adapt or collapse when faced with the harsh changes of nature. The disappearance of the Clovis people is a warning that even a thriving civilization can vanish without a trace, leaving behind
So you
only
drink a lot
small
of wine as
fragments
well,
for
huh?
future generations to
Nice.
seek meaning. Today,
I
as
drink
archaeologists continue to
sometimes,
excavate
but not all
sites
the
and
time.
analyze every fragment of earth and stone, the story of the Clovis people remains an endless source of inspiration for scientists, writers, and anyone fascinated by the exploration of history. It urges us to ask profound questions about life and about the inevitable decline that every civilization in the world must eventually face. Rohank Codex. Hidden away in the archives of a small library in Hungary lies a strange book that has
There's
confounded
also
scholars
one
for nearly 2
place-
centuries. This is the Rohank Codex,
I know I won't
a
be able to
mysterious
visit,
manuscript
but
that, even to this
I
day,
really want
no
to
one in
check
the
it out.
world has been able
It's
to
the
read or
Vatican
even
Archives,
truly understand
the
what it is
Vatican
actually recording.
Library.
The book was discovered in the early 19th century in the town of
books in
Rohank.
there. Oh.
On its rough, time-stained pages, over 400 manuscript leaves appear, filled with characters unlike any writing system ever known. This script contains thousands of unique symbols,
Yeah.
none of which have ever appeared in any language or ancient
Well,
script.
wines,
The mystery of the
if you- I
Rohank
think
Codex
there,
deepens with the presence of more
they say
than
that if
80
you take 1
illustrations
or
within the
2
book,
glasses a
depicting
day
scenes of daily
wine,
life,
it's fine.
religious rituals,
It's good for your
warfare,
body.
and even figures
anything
laden
more
with
than that
religious
is
symbolism. Some of the images seem reminiscent of Christianity, yet they are blended with elements of Islam and paganism, making the origin and meaning even more complicated to unravel. Who is the author of this book? Why invent such an enigmatic script? And what was the book truly trying to convey to future generations? Over the decades, many researchers have proposed various theories. Some believe it is a prayer book belonging to a secret sect that once existed in Central Europe, or that it is the secret record of an ancient religious community wishing to protect its secrets from the outside world. Some modern scholars, however, have questioned the manuscript's authenticity. They argue it could be a sophisticated hoax from the 19th century, created solely to challenge the curiosity and abilities of researchers. No matter its origin, the Rohank Codex remains steadfast in guarding its secrets. Teams of linguists, cryptographers, and historians
I wonder-
have poured immense effort into research, trying every technique from modern linguistic analysis to
I
digital
wonder who made
technology,
this book.
yet the
And-
book still refuses to yield even a single line of meaning. The
Is he
script
laughing?
within
Oh.
continues to defy the imagination of
People
humanity.
can't figure out this.
Today,
Even
as
the-
technology has enabled people to decode a multitude of ancient texts,
What's the name
from
of
dead
that book?
languages to messages hidden deep within the Egyptian
Voynich
pyramids,
the
the Rohank
Voynich
Codex
manuscript.
remains an enigma that science has yet to solve.
Yes.
And, like so many other great mysteries in history, this book reminds us all that no matter how advanced modern civilization becomes, there are still corners of the world that remain unanswered.
Yes. Fair
Stone
question.
spheres of Costa Rica. Amidst the deep green tropical forests and the vast southern plains of Costa Rica, hundreds of strange stone spheres lie scattered like silent
this one's so big
gatekeepers
too.
for a civilization that has
The
vanished
stone
from the
spheres.
flow of history.
You guys
known as-
want to see what it looks like? See how big it is. The only people who can push this is Tanjiro from Demon Slayer because this is their training. Joking aside.
Las Bolas, or the Diki spheres. These stone artifacts have puzzled archaeologists for nearly a century. The first stone spheres were discovered in the 1930s when workers were clearing land to plant bananas for the United Fruit Company. To the astonishment of the laborers, each stone orb, large and small, emerged from the earth, some only the size of a volleyball, but others more than 2 meters in diameter and weighing up to 16 tons. They were carved from granodorite, an extremely hard stone, using methods that even modern technology must admire for their roundness and the polished surface. Although many archaeological sites suggest the spheres may have appeared from around the year 600 AD to the 16th century, not a single ancient record mentions the process of their creation or their actual role in ancient society. Archaeologists believe the spheres belong to the Diquis culture, a once flourishing civilization that disappeared without a trace before the Spanish ever set foot in this land. Many different theories have been proposed to explain the existence of these stone spheres.
It might be.
Some people believe they were symbols of power or the cosmos, and that they were arranged according to constellations as a kind of ancient astronomical calendar. Some researchers think the spheres marked the boundaries of settlements or were objects used in religious ceremonies. Recent discoveries in excavated settlements show that, at times, the spheres were placed in front of the houses of the wealthy or chieftains to indicate their social status. However, all explanations remain speculation, as those who created the spheres left no written records or ancient texts behind. Over time, modern humans have unfortunately caused considerable damage to these stone spheres.
To us, it's a
In the
bubble
20th
tea.
century, many spheres were
giants.
moved to home gardens, parks, or even destroyed in the search for gold, as told in local legends. Only in recent decades have the Costa Rican government and UNESCO begun to recognize the world heritage value of the spheres and promote more serious efforts at conservation and research. Today, the stone spheres of Costa Rica are not only evidence of a lost ancient civilization, but also serve as a reminder of the patience, painstaking effort, and boundless creativity of people in the past. They pose great questions to both science and imagination. How could a society without metal or even the wheel create and move such enormous stones with such precision? Are these spheres simply works of art, or do they contain a message that future generations have yet to understand? Lost civilization of Doggerland.
Doggerland.
Imagine a distant time,
Earth-
about 10,000 years ago, when the North Sea was not an endless expanse of
Is it
water, but a fertile land. That place was called Doggerland, a lost world that once connected England to continental Europe, a land so beautiful that many people have called it the Atlantis of Europe. Then, in a terrifying event, the sea levels rose and a massive tsunami swallowed everything, leaving behind only vague stories beneath the ocean floor. Doggerland stretched from what is now Scotland to the Netherlands, a vast region of green meadows, winding rivers, dense forests, and flooded marshlands, named after Doggerbank, a sandbank beneath the North Sea. This land was once a paradise for Mesolithic hunter-gatherers. They hunted mammoths, reindeer, and red deer, fished in lakes, and foraged for berries and chestnuts. But what happened to this beautiful land? When the last ice age ended about 10,000 BC, melting ice caused sea levels to rise, gradually encroaching on the lowlands of Doggerland. Around 8,200 years ago, a giant tsunami triggered by the Storegga submarine landslide off the coast of Norway submerged Doggerland underwater. Some researchers believe that the northern regions of Doggerland may have survived for several more centuries thanks to the protection of hills and forests. But by 5,500 BC, the North Sea had swallowed all the remaining high ground. The mystery of Doggerland has captivated both archaeologists and dreamers alike. Was this sunken land the Atlantis that the philosopher Plato described? Although this theory is controversial, Doggerland's vast plains are very similar to those in the legends of a lost civilization. Others see Doggerland as a warning, reminding us of the power of nature and the threat of climate change. Countless artifacts, mammoth tusks, flint tools, even fossilized footprints have been pulled up from the bottom of the North Sea, each one like a faint glimmer from a vanished world. In 2019, researchers discovered a submerged forest here, fueling hope of finding settlements preserved beneath the mud. But despite all the discoveries, no clear traces of Doggerland's villages or cities have yet been found. For centuries, Doggerland was forgotten, known only when 19th century fishermen began hauling strange relics from the sea. Today, archaeologists use seismic data from oil companies to redraw the map of this land, while amateur treasure hunters scour Dutch beaches in search of fossils and tools. But the more that is discovered, the more questions arise. Was Doggerland merely a land bridge? Or was it once a center of culture and trade in Mesolithic Europe?
I highly doubt.
And what lesson does its disappearance hold for us as rising sea levels threaten today's coastal...
Because there was, what do you call this? Some people says that Atlantis is this one, the reshot structure. Yep. So big, right? Let's check. Google Maps. Come on, Google Maps, load. Why aren't you loading? Oh, this is not that. What? Oh, this is so green. So desert. Desert. Wait. I don't know why it's not loading properly. It's sad. Well,
cities. The story of Doggerland is not just about a lost land. It is a haunting reminder of humanity's fragility before the forces of nature, and a challenge to uncover the secrets that still lie hidden beneath the North Sea.
And the structure was like
unfinished obelisk of Aswan, more than 3,500 years ago, in the fiery red granite quarries beside the Nile. The ancient Egyptians embarked on an ambitious mission to create a gigantic obelisk larger than any monument ever raised. But before this masterpiece could be completed, a mysterious crack forced it to be abandoned in the quarry, where it remains to this day. How could the ancients carve such a massive block of stone with only primitive tools? And why did they abandon such an ambitious project? Located in the northern quarry of Aswan, about 2 kilometers from the city center, the unfinished obelisk is the remnant of extraordinary ambition. It is believed to have been commissioned by Queen Hatshepsut during the 18th dynasty for placement at the Karnak Temple. If completed, this obelisk would have stood 41.75 meters tall, twice the height of standard obelisks like those at Karnak, and weighed about 1,200 tons, equivalent to 200 African elephants, carved directly from the red granite, the famous hard stone of Aswan. The obelisk has 3 faces already finished, with smooth and precise lines. What makes this obelisk special are the clues it leaves behind about how the Egyptians carved and transported such enormous stones. Archaeologists have discovered that they used dolerite balls to pound and smooth the surfaces. To separate the obelisk from the bedrock, they drilled small holes along the cutting line and inserted dry wooden wedges, then poured water to make the wood expand and crack the stone along the intended path. A 2005 discovery at the Aswan quarry even found an unfinished obelisk base and rock carvings, suggesting this was the birthplace of many famous obelisks, such as Cleopatra's Needle in London and blocks used for the Giza pyramids. But why was this project abandoned? According to records, a major crack appeared in the granite, causing the stoneworkers to give up the endeavor. But the story does not end with a single crack. Some scholars believe the crack may have resulted from quarrying errors, or perhaps the granite in this area had natural flaws. However, bolder theories have surfaced. The obelisk may be connected to a catastrophic event, such as an earthquake or a major social disruption during Hatshepsut's reign. Some even speculate that this monument is the remnant of a more advanced civilization, with obelisks serving as space antennas linked to the constellations. While there is no scientific evidence for this, such ideas continue to circulate, especially as archaeologists have noted that the obelisk was designed to resemble the Ben Ben. The primordial mound in Egyptian creation mythology, where the sun god Atum stood to create the world. Another mystery is the scale of the project. With a weight of 1,200 tons, this obelisk would have been the largest stone ever handled by the Egyptians. How did they plan to transport it over 200 kilometers to Karnak, when the boats on the Nile could hardly bear such weight? Records suggest they used wooden rafts and took advantage of the summer floods to move the stone, but there are no specific accounts for this particular obelisk. Some scholars believe Hatshepsut's ambition may have surpassed the technical capabilities of her time. Yet, the fact that 3 sides of the obelisk were nearly finished shows they came very close to success before the crack appeared. Was there something else, such as a curse or a political event, that brought the project to a halt? The unfinished obelisk of Aswan stands as a testament to the boldness of the ancient Egyptians, but it is also a reminder that even the greatest civilizations have their limits. Is the crack in the granite simply a sign of a technical mistake, or a warning sent by the gods?
Happened like on the modern
Kailasa Temple. Thousands of years ago, when humanity still knew nothing of modern machines, a miracle of architecture was carved out of solid rock in India. Kailasa Temple, hidden within the Ellora cave complex, is not only a monumental structure, but also a mystery that challenges everything we think we know about the capabilities of ancient people. Nestled in the Sharanandri hills of Maharashtra, India, Kailasa Temple is the largest monolithic stone structure in the world. Unlike the Egyptian pyramids, which were built from
Ooh, it's still. Wow. Wow. It's like the one in Petra too. Wow. 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 I know, right? Like, if we had the answers, like, ooh, time travel. Time travel is the answer. But wow.
millions of blocks stacked together, Kailasa was carved entirely from a single, massive basalt rock, its dimensions twice that of the Parthenon in Athens. The structure stands over 30 meters high, stretches 300 meters long, and spans 175 meters wide, all surrounded by a U-shaped courtyard plunging 50 meters deep. What astonishes people most is the method of construction. The craftsmen started from the mountaintop and cut downward, a technique that goes against all conventional building practices. They removed more than 400,000 tons of rock, using nothing but simple hammers and chisels, creating a temple with unbelievably intricate carvings. Every corner of Kailasa Temple is a work of art. The stone walls are covered with carvings depicting Shiva, Vishnu, and other deities. One of the most outstanding reliefs shows the demon king Ravana trying to lift Mount Kailasa, the abode of Shiva, which is considered a masterpiece of Indian art. Archaeologists have even discovered more than 30 million Sanskrit characters carved into the rock, most of which remain untranslated. Could these inscriptions be hiding a message from the past? According to historians, Kailasa Temple was built in the 8th century under the reign of King Krishna I of the Rashtrakuta dynasty. A local legend tells that the queen prayed to Shiva to cure her husband's illness and vowed to fast until she could see the temple's tower completed. To save her, an architect named Kokasa promised to finish the top of the temple within a week by starting to carve from the top down. This legend may be only folklore, but one thing is certain.
Top down?
The Kailasa Temple was completed at a staggering pace. In just 18 years, how could such a gigantic structure have been finished so quickly with the technology of that era? But the mystery does not end there. Some researchers believe Kailasa may be far older than we think. Could a civilization more than 1,200 years ago really achieve such a feat with only hammers and chisels? Some bold theories propose that the temple could be the product of a forgotten, advanced civilization, or even linked to technologies far beyond our understanding. Traces of drilling on the stone and almost perfectly straight cuts have led some to speculate about the involvement of alien technology. Another theory suggests that Kailasa was the result of large-scale collaboration between artisans from many different regions. Archaeologists believe that craftsmen from the Chalukya and Pallava dynasties contributed South Indian architectural styles to the project. Yet even this theory cannot explain why there are no traces of large construction tools or nearby quarry sites. Was the knowledge required to build Kailasa passed down through generations, or was it lost along with its creators? Strangely enough, Kailasa Temple was once nearly destroyed. In the 17th century, the Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb ordered 1,000 men to demolish the temple. After 3 years of effort, they succeeded only in making a few scratches and destroying some small statues before giving up. The hardness of the basalt and the solidity of the structure made this attempt a complete failure. Kailasa Temple stands as a testament to human power and creativity, or perhaps to something even greater. But like many other mysteries in history, Kailasa keeps its secrets locked away, challenging us to continue searching for the...
It's so sad. But Indians are smart though. They have Taj Mahal. It's not just like one, only one. I think India has a lot of pyramids, temples that are so like, oh, I mean, they made a lot of books. Well, Filipinos are too. Well, I'm half Japanese, half Filipino, so I'm technically the half Asian Mexican. We are the Mexicans
Truth
of
hidden
Asia.
deep within the stone. Lost Library of Alexandria. Situated in the heart of Alexandria, a city founded by Alexander the Great around
I am
330
Japanese,
BC,
half
the
Japanese.
Library
half
of Alexandria
Japanese,
was
half
the
Filipino.
intellectual center of the ancient
Yes.
world. Built during the reign of Ptolemy I,
So, I have
Soter,
a-
and reaching its height under Ptolemy II Philadelphus in
brown.
the 3rd century BC, this library was part of the Maoshan, the Temple of the Muses,
For
where the
East-
greatest
for
scholars,
Southeast
poets,
Asia. We are
and
Southeast
scientists
Asia are
of the time
browns.
gathered. It is estimated
all.
that the library housed between
Yeah.
200,000 and 700,000 papyrus scrolls, including the works of Homer, Plato, Aristotle, and countless other texts from Greece, Persia,
This is the one
Egypt,
I'm-
and India. Not merely a
If the
repository, the
Library of
Maoshan was a
Alexandria didn't
vibrant academic
go
community
away.
where Euclid laid the foundations of geometry.
Or maybe they transferred
Eratosthenes
it to
calculated the
Vatican.
circumference of the Earth with remarkable precision, and Archimedes invented creations that changed the world. But what made the Library of Alexandria truly special was not just the sheer number of books. The Ptolemaic dynasty sent people all over the world to collect manuscripts, even borrowing books from ships docking at the port to copy them before returning. The library had a team of renowned librarians, such as Aristarchus of Samothrace, who standardized the texts of Homer. The scrolls were carefully organized, translated into Greek, and stored in marble-floored rooms. Today, however, no architectural traces of the library remain, and
Yep.
what we know of it is
Dario,
pieced together only from
Radyo,
ancient records.
Yellow.
So what destroyed this great treasure trove of knowledge? The story of the Library of Alexandria's downfall is shrouded in
It's
legend
almost the
and
same.
controversy. Many believe that a devastating fire destroyed the entire library, but the truth is
Even
far
the
more complex.
bad word.
One of the first suspects is Julius
Puta.
Caesar. In 48 BC, during his war with Pompey, Caesar ordered the burning
We
of
have the
Egyptian
same
ships
bad
in
word
the
as well.
port of Alexandria. The fire
we use
spread to the
puta as
shore,
well.
destroying part of the city and, according to
Although,
some accounts, burning
I
as
think
many as
you
40,000
guys,
scrolls.
we
Yet,
have a
historians such as Strabo,
dessert
who visited
snack in
Alexandria
the Philippines.
afterward,
We call it
still
puto,
describe the library as a surviving
which I think
institution,
in
suggesting
Mexico
it was not
means
completely
something
destroyed.
bad.
Another theory involves the 4th century AD, when Christianity became the official religion of the Roman Empire. Emperor Theodosius, I issued a decree to
No,
destroy
sorry.
pagan
I didn't
temples,
mean,
including the
I didn't
Serapeum,
mean to
the
call you
temple in
that.
Alexandria
I'm
that
just
housed a
saying
daughter
that
library
that's
of the
one
main
of
library.
the same bad
Some even
words.
blame the Muslim conquest
And
in
the other one is
642 AD, with the story that
puto,
General Amr
we have-
ibn al-As burned.
Wait. Segue topic. So this is our snack in the Philippines. So yeah, we call it puto. Yeah. So this is what it looks like. So it has cheese. But yeah,
burned the
it has
books
the
to
same
heat
word.
the city's baths. However,
Different meaning,
this
but
account
same
appears
word.
only in 13th century Islamic texts, leading many scholars to doubt its authenticity. Modern historians believe that the Library of Alexandria gradually declined over many centuries. From the 2nd century BC, the Ptolemaic dynasty
I know.
weakened, and support for the library diminished. Wars, internal strife, and Alexandria's decline as a cultural center all contributed to the library's fall into oblivion. So what did we lose? No one knows for sure, but the decline of the Library of Alexandria is considered one of the
Filipinos are-
greatest intellectual disasters in history. The works of Sappho, Euclid,
Yeah,
or
I grew up in the
Aristotle may have been
Philippines,
lost as
and
unique
I just moved
originals.
to Japan.
Some speculate that the library contained
8 years
texts
ago.
on mathematics, astronomy, or engineering that could have accelerated scientific progress if preserved. Bolder theories suggest the library held knowledge from even older civilizations, such as Babylon, or from legendary civilizations now forgotten. But some believe that many important works were copied and preserved in other libraries before the Great Library's fall. If those papyrus scrolls had survived, would we now be living in a
That's
more
the next
advanced
deep
world?
dive.
Or have their secrets been passed on, hidden in other libraries, still waiting to be discovered? Roman dodecahedrons. Since their first discovery in 1739 at Aston, England, more than 130 Roman dodecahedrons have been found across northwestern Europe, from England, France, and Germany to Hungary and Switzerland. But strangely, not a
I have
single
a
one has
Filipino
ever been
girlfriend.
found in the heart of Rome itself. These objects, most often made from
Although
bronze
she grew up in
alloys,
Canada.
have a 12-sided regular shape, with each face being a pentagon featuring a circular hole in the center, with the size of the holes ranging from 6 millimeters to 40 millimeters. At every corner, there is a small knob protruding outward, as if each piece was meticulously cast for a
So-
special purpose. Their size
I have a Filipino girlfriend, but she grew up in Canada, and we just met here in Japan. So yes. So I'm not married to a Japanese.
sizes range from as small as a golf ball to as large as a grapefruit, with weights varying from 35 grams to over 1 kilogram. What makes these dodecahedrons remarkable
Yeah.
is the sophistication of their craftsmanship. Casting such a complex object in the 2nd to 4th centuries AD would have required advanced metallurgical skills and significant resources, suggesting that these were not ordinary items. Many dodecahedrons have been found together with hoards of coins, indicating that they held considerable value for their owners. Yet, when it comes to practical use, they do not seem to be working tools. So what exactly were they? Dozens of theories have been proposed to unravel this mystery, but none has ever been proven.
How
One of
about
the most
you? Are you
popular
married?
ideas is that dodecahedrons may have been religious objects or used in rituals, especially within the Gallo-Roman culture, where Romans interacted with Celtic tribes in northern Europe. Some archaeologists believe they were used in magical or prophetic ceremonies, possibly kept secret because Roman law
They're
under
piggy
Christianity banned such magical
they
practices.
are piggy banks.
The fact that a
Romans
dodecahedron was discovered
piggybacks.
in the tomb of a woman in Belgium and near a horseman statue in Norton, Disney, lends
What?
further weight to this theory. Could these objects have been a medium for communication with the gods? Another theory proposes that dodecahedrons were measuring tools, perhaps used to calculate distance on the battlefield
So I guess
or
they're
measure the
not
angle of
piggy banks.
sunlight for agriculture. However, the
They
lack of
are
standardization
like
in the
a phone,
size and
maybe?
holes of these objects casts doubt on this explanation. The mystery deepens when considering their absence in Roman records. Not a single document or illustration ever mentions dodecahedrons. Were they so common that no one bothered to write about
Yeah.
them? Or were they so secret that only a select few ever knew of their existence? Some researchers even speculate that they may have been related to forbidden rituals, which would explain why they appear only in the outskirts of the empire. Today, Roman dodecahedrons are scattered across
Yeah,
museums throughout
you are
Europe,
right.
from the
Sometimes
Lincoln
the
Museum in
easiest
England
explanation
to
is
the
the
Gallo-Roman Museum in Belgium.
No
Each
need to
one a
complicate
reminder of the
things.
secrets the Roman Empire took with it. Dead Sea Scrolls.
Ooh,
In
Dead Sea Scrolls.
1947, a Bedouin shepherd boy, while searching for a lost goat near Qumran on the West
Yeah,
Bank,
I'll try.
accidentally threw a stone into a
I
cave
might
and
want
heard the
to
sound of pottery breaking.
watch
Inside,
a
He discovered clay jars containing nearly
summary
intact
of all the
scrolls made
Dead
of
Sea
parchment
Scrolls. I'm just
and
curious
papyrus.
what's inside
Archaeologists
of it.
and Bedouins explored 11 caves near Qumran,
I know,
unearthing around 981 manuscripts
I grew
comprising
up
more than
Roman
25,000
Catholic, but
fragments,
I want to
representing
check why
800
they did
original
not include
works.
the Dead Sea Scrolls
These scrolls
with the
date from the
Bible.
3rd century BC
What's
to the 1st
the
century AD,
difference?
making them the oldest known copies of the Hebrew Bible and other religious texts ever discovered. The Dead Sea Scrolls include two main categories. About 40% are biblical manuscripts containing nearly every book of the Hebrew Bible. The remainder are non-biblical texts, including 30% sectarian writings such as the Community Rule, the War Scroll, and commentaries on the Book of Habakkuk, along with
Nice.
30% documents from the Second Temple period, such as the Book of Enoch and the Book of Jubilees.
Yeah, book
One of the
they say
strangest
the book
manuscripts
of Enoch is
is the
wherein
Copper Scroll,
the aliens.
which lists 64 locations of hidden gold and silver. But who created these scrolls, and why were they hidden? Many scholars believe they were the product of the Essenes, a Jewish sect living an austere life near Qumran. However, some argue that the scrolls may be a collection from Jerusalem's libraries, hidden in the caves to protect them from destruction during the Jewish revolt against Rome. This revolt led to the destruction of the Second Temple, and perhaps the scrolls were concealed to safeguard sacred knowledge from falling into enemy hands. What makes the Dead Sea Scrolls truly remarkable is how they challenge our understanding of the Bible. Before their discovery, the oldest known copy of the Hebrew Bible was the Leningrad Codex from 1008 AD. The scrolls are 1,000 years older, revealing a striking similarity to the later Masoretic text, confirming the care with which Jewish scribes preserved the scriptures. But the mystery does not end there. Some bold theories suggest the scrolls may contain forbidden secrets, teachings, or prophecies that religious leaders of the time deemed dangerous. Some have even speculated that the scrolls may be connected to the secret doctrines of Jewish sects, possibly influencing early Christian followers, such as John the Baptist, whose purification rites resemble those of the Essenes. Another question is why the scrolls were hidden in sealed jars. Were they protected from war, or did they represent teachings intended only for a chosen few? There are no contemporary records explaining the reason, and the caves contain no tools or traces of daily life. It is possible that this act of concealment was related to the Jewish practice of Geniza, in which sacred but worn texts were buried to avoid desecration. Moving stones of Death Valley. Deep within the barren heart of Death Valley, a strange phenomenon has puzzled the world for more than a century. On the cracked, dry surface of Racetrack Playa, silent stones glide across the ground, leaving behind long trails as if they possessed a life of their own. No one has ever seen them move, yet the winding marks in the parched mud are undeniable proof. Racetrack Playa, dried lake bed straddling the border of California and Nevada within Death Valley National Park, is the stage for the mystery of the walking stones. Some rocks leave straight tracks. Others carve sharp curves or suddenly change direction, as though guided by an invisible hand. Even more mysterious, not all stones move at the same time. Some remain perfectly still for decades before suddenly shifting. In 2011, a research team led by Richard Norris and Jim Norris set out to unravel this enigma. They placed GPS trackers on 15 stones, installed a weather station, and set up time-lapse cameras across Racetrack Playa. The team expected to wait 5 or 10 years for results. Yet, just 2 years later, in December 2013, they witnessed more than 60 stones sliding across the playa, carving fresh tracks right before their eyes. The researchers discovered that the movement of the stones required a rare sequence of conditions. Rain must fall, pooling into a shallow layer of water about 7 to 10 centimeters deep, but never so deep that it submerges the stones. At night, temperatures plunge below freezing, forming a delicate layer of ice, just 3 to 6 millimeters thick, what the team called window pane ice. When the sun rises, the ice on the surface begins to melt, helping to nudge the stones forward. During the winter of 2013-2014, one rock was recorded, traveling 224 meters. And these trails can last 3 or 4 years before the weather erases them completely. This theory ruled out earlier ideas, such as hurricane-force winds reaching 150 kilometers per hour, or slick mats of algae. It also dismissed the more outlandish theories, Earth's magnetic fields, magic, and even extraterrestrials. Yet, even though the main mystery has been solved, some questions remain. Why don't all the stones move at once? Can the largest rocks, weighing up to 320 kilograms, travel in the same way? Racetrack Playa is a reminder that nature can still create wonders. But have we truly understood everything about these walking stones? Lost Labyrinth of Egypt. More than 2,500 years ago, an ancient Greek historian stood before a wonder he described as surpassing even Egypt's Great Pyramids. He spoke of a colossal underground system with thousands of rooms, covered in hieroglyphs and murals, buried beneath the desert sands. This was the Hawara Labyrinth. Yet the labyrinth vanished from human sight, slipping into legend, doubted as mere fiction. Then, in 2008, as archaeologists excavated near the Pyramid of Hawara, a labyrinth revealed itself before their eyes. Was this the legendary maze? Located in the Fayum Oasis, about 90 kilometers south of Cairo, the Hawara Labyrinth is believed to lie near the pyramid of Pharaoh Amenemhat III, the last powerful king of Egypt's 12th dynasty. According to the historian Herodotus, who claimed to have witnessed it with his own eyes in the 5th century BCE, the labyrinth was a 2-level structure with nearly 3,000 rooms and 1,500 below. He described
That's a
12
lot.
roofed courts, 6 to the north
That's so
and 6
big.
to the south, with winding passages, connecting rooms, corridors, and exquisitely carved pillars. The walls were covered in hieroglyphs and paintings, each courtyard encircled by flawlessly joined white stone columns. Herodotus wrote, "If all the works of the Greeks were put together, they would not equal this labyrinth in labor and expense." But he was not the only one to see it. Ancient historians like Strabo, Diodorus, Siculus, and Manetho also mentioned a colossal structure at Hawara, with some claiming to have explored it themselves.
Yeah, it is sounds
Strangely,
wonderful.
the
and
Egyptians did
horrible.
not call it a labyrinth. To them, it may have been a vast funerary complex designed to protect kings and sacred crocodiles.
Sacred
Herodotus recounted that the keeper refused to show him the underground chambers, saying they contained the tombs of the kings who built the labyrinth and the remains of holy crocodiles. The entire complex was surrounded by a wall 385 meters long and 158 meters wide, larger than both the Karnak and Luxor temples combined. Yet the mystery did not end with its discovery. After the 2008 find, Egypt's Supreme Council of Antiquities ordered that the results remain unpublished, citing reasons of national security.
Yeah,
Researcher
it is.
Louis de Cordier,
But
head
maybe
of the
it's so
Mataha
big,
group,
it's not
waited 2
like-
years for permission to go public, but
too
received no
claustrophobic.
response. In the end, he created a website to share the discovery with the world. Since then, no major excavations have taken place, and access to Hawara remains tightly restricted. Why would a
Come on,
discovery
Egypt.
capable of rewriting history be kept secret?
You have
Could this
so
labyrinth
much-
conceal secrets authorities do not want revealed? One theory suggests that the Hawara labyrinth was a funerary complex built to protect the tomb of Amenemhat III and his daughter. Historians believe it could contain
Wow.
treasures,
So big for
artifacts,
just two
and
people.
texts revealing the secrets of ancient civilization's 7
burial site.
cultures that predate recorded history. Some ancient documents claim the labyrinth was designed to confuse and protect the tomb from robbers. But there are also doubts that the labyrinth was as grand as Herodotus described. Some scholars believe ancient historians like Pliny exaggerated or relied on inaccurate sources, or may have never seen the structure themselves. Furthermore, over thousands of years, the Fayum region has been altered by flooding and stone quarrying, which may have destroyed or buried much of the labyrinth beneath Nile mud. Today, the Hawara
Actually,
labyrinth
that was
remains
my
an
dream
unsolved
job
riddle.
before, but
Even though radar has confirmed the
I'm too
existence of
old to be
underground
an
chambers,
archaeologist
no
now.
one is permitted to enter and explore. Thank you for watching until the end of
I
the
just
video.
want to
If you found these
not
mysteries
work, but
fascinating,
just visit
let us know your
all the
thoughts in the
places
comments
and
below.
enjoy.
Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you won't miss any of our upcoming journeys. See you in the next video.
Yes. So yes, we have finally saw some of and discussed some of the most unsolved mysteries. It's fine. I still read it as archaeologist, so. But yeah, so in the video, I'm really fascinated on how and why they built such mega structures. Is it just for what is this the how the kings and queens social like Instagram posts, but they just made it a pyramid, or there is something else, something that we cannot even explain? Because like if they keep on saying that during that time it's only the tools is primitive, it's hard. But if you watch Dr. Stone though, it might be possible. But yeah, so I think this will be all for today. So I hope you enjoyed our watch stream. We discussed unsolved mysteries, and next time we will try and we might check out legendary civilizations. So why did the civilization that got lost in history, like the Atlantis or other famous civilization that we can check it out, what happened to them. So yeah, thank you so much, Tisha Moonstar. Thank you for watching my stream and talking to me and teaching me new stuff. So, and yes, if you want to hang out again next time when I'm online, yes, I'm not sure I don't have a fixed schedule yet, so I'm just trying to go online when I'm not when I'm not working. So yes, I hope next time you'll be able to watch again, and maybe you can see me play games, and yeah, we should discuss more stuff, educational stuff, because I like learning this stuff. And thank you for teaching me about Mexico. Yes, and the Aztecs and other pyramids inside Mexico, underneath Mexico City. So yeah, till next time. Thank you for watching, guys.